arsenal that the person comes with. So you're not taking somebody completely devoid of security skill sets.
I have to cut it there, Carol. Oh my gosh, I really want you to answer the rest of this question. But that's all the time we have for Lead Story. The news is next.
It's an important discussion for the public to be engaging
it indeed is. A pleasant viewing. That was Lead Story. Carol Narcisse joined us, and it was indeed a good discussion. That was Lead Story. We have one.
Hey you don't want no people in your business?
You should take advantage of CVM TV's unbeatable small business advertising package. Trust me.
And get your goods and services in front of your customers today.
For $150,000, you get a high-quality professional commercial.
Plus 20 prime-time commercial spots.
That's massive exposure at a fraction of the cost.
Including on the #1 morning show in Jamaica, Sunrise.
So don't wait. Call us on 658-208-5377 and see your business goals happen right here on CVM Television.
Come and tell me what is bothering you, Krishna. Come on.
If Mummy wins tomorrow's competition, then she will leave and take me away.
I won't allow that.
So the court gives the order that from today, Krishna's legal guardian will be her father, Mr. Sagar Chaturvedi.
I don't want to hear Ganga's name again as long as I live.
Ganga.
Brought to you by
Hyundai or Hyundai.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's a live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Ganga and Saga have gone to get Krishna.
Yes.
Niranjan is in critical condition. We cannot wait any longer. They should come immediately.
Why won't you do the test? Tell me, Kashish, why won't you do it?
Because I'm not pregnant, Ganga. I cannot allow a liar like you to live in my house. Get out of here right now.
The Chaturvedis will never be able to guess who is behind all of this. And hats off to you, Yash.
Yash? Get in the car, then our driver is going to take you straight to your daughter.
Ganga.
Brought to you by
Hyundai or Hyundai.
This is is CVM News at noon for Monday, June 2, 2025. Thanks so much for having joined us. I'm Nika Lewis. In Sunday's Central St. James JLP conference, Prime Minister Andrew Holness urged supporters to protest against what he dubbed badmindism coming from the People's National Party, the PNP. He says they should be aware as this is a different JLP.
I want every Labourite, wherever you are, to protest in your workplace, to protest in the market, to protest wherever you are of the badmindism of the PNP that is trying to bring down the progress of the people. Stand up, Labourites. Stand up for justice. Stand up for truth. Stand up against the PNP. There was a time when the playbook of the PNP used to make Labourites afraid. Is a different Labourite you're looking on today. Labourites are proud of their party.
People's National Party President Mark Golding has expressed his disapproval with Dennis Chung assuming the role of Chief Technical Director of the Financial Investigations Division, FID, effective today. We'll have more in CVM News at 7. The Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement, JABEM, has blasted the government's beach access management review, saying it's undermining citizens' rights to unfettered access to the coastline. Adrian Williams has the latest. And we'll go back to that story in a moment. Children at the Maxfield Park Children's Home deserve to live in a better environment, and thanks to the support of a corporate entity, that's a new project. It's, however, a massive undertaking, and so there is an appeal for additional assistance to hasten the pace.
What's a home without somewhere for some form of entertainment? And that's what the San Myrna Foundation wants to offer to children at the Maxfield Park Children's Home, who for more than 20 years have been without an auditorium. The foundation intends to adopt the auditorium so children can have a location on the 6.5-acre property to relax and administrators can host functions. But although an estimate is yet to be done, the cost to repair the roof of the structure is expected to be massive, and that the help of other organizations is needed.
Now, when it rains, this place floods. So we at San Myrna Foundation, we are going to get partners and redo the roof and adapt this auditorium so that the kids can have somewhere to celebrate, somewhere to meet, and somewhere where they can have their functions.
So far, work has been carried out on the bathroom facilities adjoining the auditorium.
Most of the buildings here were built in 1918, that's 107 years ago. So most of the pipes are galvanized, and these pipes were clogged and the sewage was filled with dirt. So of course, this was definitely a project that we decided to take over so that the children can have fun in here, play with the pool table, have their Christmas treats and their Easter and every kind of treats, and at the end of everything can use the restrooms and the changing rooms.
The reasons for helping the children's home was explained.
It's always good to be at Maxfield Park Children's Home because the kids, the youth, they are the future, and we have to really help the unfortunate ones so they can also have a say and have a space within the future of our country.
Civil society advocate Carol Narcisse believes that the appointment of Dennis Chung as head of the Financial Investigations Division, FID, warrants scrutiny. Speaking on CVM's lead story, Narcisse pointed out that sources indicate Chung does not meet the qualifications that were initially outlined when the position was first advertised.
Financial crimes and corruption, detect, deter, and aid the prosecution of offenses, committed under the various acts dealing with financial crimes, and collaborate with overseas bodies in fighting transnational crimes under the Mutual Assistance Criminal Matters Act. So its mission is to deter, investigate, and prosecute financial crimes. Now, when you read that as a citizen, it would not be unreasonable for you to conclude that the head of such an agency would have a strong law enforcement background, a strong legal background, a strong background in financial crimes, global treaties, legislation, etc., the national legislative framework and policies, and so on and so forth. So my in reaction to the announcement of the current appointee, Dennis Chung, was I do not know him to have that background. And I'm particularly framing it in that way because perhaps he does. And I just don't know. So the public is in its rights to say, we do not know Mr. Chung in the context of law enforcement, financial crimes investigation, dealing with the national and global legislative and policy and treaty matters with respect to financial crime, detection, deterrence, investigation, and prosecution. So on the level of qualifications for the position, a question mark arises.
We take a break. More CVM News at noon in a moment.
Power in great moments. If you have financial needs, Chris and Charles will fix them for you. Power in great moments since 1992. Oh, we have it all. Power in great moments. Relax, you got Chris and Charles. Oh, we have it all. When you think alone, think Chris and Charles.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music hits I play, and the people them I say we are my show tonight. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got the spark, don't be the dark. Shine your lights
on. In a world where innovation meets tradition, agriculture is evolving like never before. From the latest sustainable farming technologies to age-old practices passed down through generation, agriculture is
precious to me.
I love the animals. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I love working.
Join us right here on CVM TV every Sunday during news at 7 as we explore the people, the science, and the breakthroughs that are shaping the way we grow, eat, and live. You don't want to miss it. This is Farming Forward.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
From politics to global events, from social issues to breaking news, Lead Story Prime dives deeper, cuts through the noise, and uncovers the stories that shape your world. Join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Lead Story Prime with me, George Davis, for an hour of incisive analysis, expert interviews, and unparalleled coverage of the issues you care about. Lead Story Prime, your front row seat to the most compelling discussions. Lead Story Prime, where the truth comes first. Only on CVM TV.
internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Hey, you know all the people in your business?
You should take advantage of CVM TV's unbeatable small business advertising package. Trust me.
And get your goods and services in front of your customers today.
For $150,000, you get a high-quality professional commercial.
Plus 20 prime-time commercial spots.
That's massive exposure at a fraction of the cost.
Including on the #1 morning show in Jamaica, Sunrise.
So don't wait. Call us on 658-208-5377 and see your business goals happen right here on CVM Television.
The Time is brought to you by Ford Territory.
Thanks so much for staying with us. It's now time for our discussion segment where we're talking all things Saharan dust. So if you've been experiencing itchy eyes, a dry throat, or difficulty breathing over the past few days, you're not alone. In fact, a thick cloud of Saharan dust has been blanketing parts of the island, and it's affecting air quality and triggering health concerns, especially for those with respiratory conditions. So, of course, we have joining us now via Zoom, environmental specialist for occupational health and safety in the Ministry of Health, Marsha Ann Palmer. She's going to tell us more about the potential health impacts and how we can protect ourselves during this time. Welcome, Ms. Palmer.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for joining us. But we want you to start off by telling the viewers what exactly the Saharan dust is and why we're experiencing it again in Jamaica right now.
So the Saharan dust phenomenon is not new to Jamaica or the Caribbean. So it happens every year between the months of May and October. It's usually more pronounced during June to July, where we have heavier dust plumes, and the periods within which we'll experience those heavier dust plumes are more significant during the June to July. So this is just dust coming, and this is an annual event, and so it's not new. It's just that there are times when the plume is further down in the atmosphere and it's larger and more pronounced during the June to May period. So it is not something that persons would have to be afraid of, or to say it's something that is new that is impacting them. We're creating more awareness so persons can be more knowledgeable when they notice the heavy dust presence and what they should do to protect themselves so that they are not overly exposed to the presence of the dust.
Happy you mentioned exposure and all of that, because how does this dust typically affect air quality across the country?
So it does impact the air quality in terms of it will diminish the air quality. So the presence of the dust in the air will affect persons who are will affect them more, who are predisposed to respiratory conditions. So if you have chronic COPD, respiratory disorders like asthma, bronchitis, then you are more likely to be affected by the dust. However, for those persons who would have normal conditions, you can be affected as well. So it do affect our eyes. So you may experience some burning of the eyes, coughing, sneezing, generally having unwell respiratory conditions, as well as it may affect the skin. For those persons who store water for drinking, you will also want to ensure that those are covered and protected, because the Sahara dust carries with it pathogenic organisms that may impact us negatively.
Interesting. You mentioned people with respiratory conditions. What about the elderly and children, especially school-age children and some even younger babies? Should we be overly concerned about those vulnerable groups?
So those vulnerable groups are always at the forefront or the top of the list when it comes to any kind of exposure, because their immune system tend to be weaker. So for the elderly, you want to ensure that they stay indoors as much as possible. So during the heavy plume events, for young children, for the elderly, for those who have underlying respiratory conditions, you want to stay indoors as much as possible. It